Welcome to the practice you may not know you needed. And bonus, no experience necessary. So if you think someone would benefit from this, please pass it on to them. For those of you who do work with me, thank you by the way, this will be a two-part series. In our follow-up, we'll have a lacrosse ball involved. So if you don't have one, try to acquire one between now and then. Everybody should have a lacrosse ball in their house, and if you're not sure why, stay tuned and you'll find out. Our focus is going to be working deep within the tissues in our upper body to heighten our awareness on our posture, our shoulders, and hopefully by the time we finish, you'll feel pretty amazing. So hopefully I'm not overselling myself, but all you'll need is fingers, that's it, and a comfortable seat. So before we get started, I just want to make sure that you are trying to actively sit up tall. I know there's a tendency for us to kind of slouch here, so really lengthen up. We're going to start by working a little bit of lymph drainage in our face, and then we're going to work down to our shoulders. So to get started, you can use your peace fingers or just your index fingers. You're going to come just above your ears, apply pressure, and just slide up and down. Hopefully by the time we're done, you realize how much work you can do yourself in a short amount of time on your body. And you're heightening that awareness of how tight we actually are and how much our body really benefits from this type of work. Now I want you to take that slide, go behind your ears, same pressure, should feel good. Go at whatever pace feels good to you. And then you're going to take your fingers and slide between your ears. So my middle fingers are in front of my ears. My index finger is behind my ear. Same path. This is going to start getting that lymph moving. You might have seen videos or little trending gua sha techniques for your face using a stone or a flat edge jade stone. This is kind of a little DIY version. And going up a little higher towards the temples. Same thing now that I'm 45. It's happening too quickly, everybody. Definitely spending more time on just self-care and how I hold tension in my face, which is probably going to make me look older. So here we are. Take your index fingers. I feel better already. Come to the center of your forehead, gentle pressure. You're going to rake across the forehead, tracing above the eyebrows. You might notice how much tension you hold in your face. It's always eye-opening. This is really good to do before bed too. It's part of your little nighttime routine. I clean my face with oil, so this is always a good little practice to do. One more. And for those of you with short hair, you can just do that same slide. Since some of us can't do that because we're gonna look like a hot mess as soon as we finish, you can just use gentle pressure in kind of circles, so fingertips pressing into the scalp. If you find areas that have extra tension or pain, just kind of hang out there a little longer. And I want you to take the top of your ears here. Give a pinch and pull, nothing crazy. This is your kidney meridian, which also helps drain those fluids. So pinch and pull. Think those stagnant energy under your eyes, right? So pull and pinch, working your way down. And then you'll come to your occipital ridge. Sounds so fancy. You're gonna find your skull, go right underneath it, finding that soft tissue, right? So I'm just behind my ears, maybe an inch on each side. Pressure and circles. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Notice how different you feel already, hopefully. Reverse the direction of those circles. And pressure up. And from here, you're just going to do some gentle pulls down. So pressure right behind your ears, pull and release. So almost like a little feathering down with gentle pressure. And this basically is just to facilitate that lymph to drain that we just worked on. And right across the collarbones, you're going to pull and release. If you've ever had a massage, you might recognize this. They're basically just doing that because this is that main pathway to drain the lymph from our body after all that work that they did in the tissues. All right. And why we're really here, we're going to work on our awareness right here, upper body, rounded shoulders, forward head carriage, shoulder impingement, all the things. I want you to just start by warming up a little bit. So I'm going to take my arms, squeeze them back through the shoulder head. So notice how my hand rotates open as I do this. Check in with your posture. You're sitting tall. Rotate. I can already feel how tight I am down the front of my shoulder. Some of you, like me, I can feel this in the bicep tendon. Hold here. And then relax. We're gonna do one at a time so you can really focus. Fingertips are gonna go just behind the ear. I'm gonna try to keep my face forward, but I'm gonna try to squeeze back through this elbow. So think more about pulling the elbow back than letting it swing forward. So it's naturally gonna release. So squeeze and release. Try not to let your shoulder shrug up, so keep it out of the traps. Good, wing back and look to the opposite direction just for good measures. And relax. And this is just to kind of warm things up. Second side, you're gonna pulse. Again, try not to twist your body. We're squeezing through our back with that shoulder blade. Probably should be doing this more often, like every day. Squeezing. Take it for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, and come back to center. Hands are gonna go to your lower back. My palms are facing out, so back of a hand to lower back. Roll your shoulders, and I want you to give a little squeeze back. So I want you to take your elbows, push them back, and then press into your back with your hands. Drop your head to the right, and really try to lift your left jawline towards the ceiling. Up and over to the other. And up. Okay, now comes the fun part. I'm gonna start with my right side, considering I'm gonna hit my mic. So, fingers are gonna go just underneath your clavicles. Start with just a couple little slides here. So you can go over your shirt. I prefer to use fingers on flesh because that's gonna give me a little more pull and really allow that deep tissue work to get in there. So what I'd like you to do is apply pressure. So I'm gonna go just on that little valley where my shoulder ends and my pectorals start. So I'm gonna apply pressure. I'm gonna push down to the right and I'm gonna tilt to the left. Then I'm gonna move my fingers a little and I'm gonna go again and again. See how that feels? And we're gonna add on, my hand is gonna face up, I'm gonna bring it behind. I'm already starting to feel that stretch down my bicep tendon. If you can take it, fingers to the floor. Same thing, push down and tilt away. Are we finding new things, anybody? And then you're gonna keep that arm back there, and I'm gonna try to look to the left as I take my fingers and push to the right. And really try to draw that right arm back. Push and pull. So fingers sliding, you're looking away. Find a nice deep one to hold. Sit up tall. Try to spin your armpit to the ceiling as you hold. And relax slowly. Whew. You're gonna take those fingers, if you can take it, grab your shoulder, give it a little squeeze, and bring the elbow close, and just do a little head tilt here. I'm gonna use my left hand to help. Head pushes into hand. And tuck the chin in again. Your hand is on the back of your head. Give it a little stretch. I'm pulling my right shoulder head back. And release. And to finish, you're gonna use your thumb or your fingers, I like my thumb, to get right in your bicep tendon. I apologize in advance, but I really want you to get in there. This should really feel tender. So lots of times we have tightness in our bicep tendon, which is what's pulling our shoulder forward. So as a yoga teacher, a lot of us say shoulders back and down. Shoulders aren't going to go back and down if you have everything pulling you forward, which is kind of what inspired this class. Also, my inability to do things because I have shoulder impingement, so selfishly. Give it a squeeze and hold just for a moment. And relax. I just want you to take a moment to notice your two sides. Let's go ahead and dive into the left. So right underneath your clavicle, just give it a couple little slides here, just kind of getting that tissue warm, ready, circles. Make sure you're sitting tall. I'm gonna take a couple head tilts just to kind of get ready. I'm pulling down and tilting. All right, ready? Palm faces up, bring it back, as far as it can go. Fingers to the floor for good measures. You're gonna start pushing and tilting. Push and tilt. This is why I feel like yoga, stretching alone is not enough. Some of you hopefully are beginning to see why. And then as you push, you're gonna look away. Push and look. Keep drawing that thumb back, fingers to the floor. Open up through the back of your elbow. So as soon as we bend, we've lost this kinetic chain. Keep it open. Hold. Maybe head tilt, oh God. Sit up tall, lift your sternum. Coming up. Fingertips to the shoulders. This is going to remind us to pull back and down. Come across, gentle pressure into your hand with your head. Left elbow back and down. And then rotate to the right diagonal. Pull the shoulder back, back, back. Tuck the chin in. Head comes up. Last but not least, bicep tendon. You're gonna give me some squeezes. And if you're interested in part 2, we're going to be working quite deeply, warning, with our lacrosse ball through the back body. So we're going to get into some deep tissue work around the scap, the lats, inside the armpit. So not only are we going to work on releasing the front, but we're also going to get into some of those knots in the back, some of those adhesions that also affect posture and shoulder mobility. Give me your squeeze. Release. I want you to bring those arms out to the side. Push the walls away. Make sure you're sitting tall. Let those shoulder blades gently slide down your back. Rotate your palms. Again, you're spinning your armpits. I want you to look to the right and then look to the left. Push those walls away. Tilt your head to the left. Really push through that right palm. Make sure you're not shrugging. Relax it. I know it's intense. And up and over. Push, push, push. Through the left. Fingers wide. Open up through the elbows. Coming up. If you're still with me, you made it through. I want you to pay attention, yes, to how you're feeling after practice. All these little things are available to us all the time, right? So if you have any postural concerns, doing this regularly will help bring more awareness and openness here, and then we can work on strengthening and releasing our back. Hopefully I get to work with you soon. Thank you for working with me and being open-minded. Until I see you next time, hopefully, namaste.